Buenos días, estudiantes. We're going to be looking at affirmative and negative words. So let me go through these definitions. Alguien means someone or anyone. Algo means something. Algún, algún or algunos. Alguna or algunas can mean some or any. Siempre means always, and también means also. Okay, I'm just going to tell you the definitions of these right now, and then we'll look at examples in a few minutes. Okay, so these are the negative words. These are kind of the opposites of the words that we just looked at. Nadie means no one or nobody. Nada means nothing. Ningún or ninguno means no, none, or not any. It can mean any of those. Nunca means never, and tampoco can mean neither or either. Okay, so we're just going to have to memorize these. So let me show you how they work in real life. But we need to look at a couple of rules first. Okay, remember, the following words have to match in gender and in number to the noun that they're referring to. Okay, so alguno, algunos, alguna, and algunas, and then ninguno and ninguna all have to match the noun that they're talking about. And let me show you what I mean. And we'll do lots of examples for homework and in class as well. Okay, so for example, are you going to any stores? Okay, any is actually going to be alguna up here. Okay, alguna. Now, because it's talking about stores, it's going to have to match. Okay, so stores right here, tiendas. Stores are feminine and plural, so any is going to have to take the feminine and plural form, which, if you look up here, would be algunas. Algunas. Okay? So when you conjugate it, it would be this. ¿Vas a algunas tiendas? Are you going to any stores? Okay? So it matches. Now, what if I was going to answer in the negative? The negative words typically begin with N. So like negative starts with N, these negative words start with N also. Okay, so I am going to say I am not going to any store. Okay, so make sure that since tienda is feminine, oh, I guess I answered in the singular. Okay, that's okay. Well, if this is singular and feminine, then this has to be singular and feminine. Okay. So I'm going to say no voy a ninguna tienda. That means I am not going to any store. Okay, I'm not going to any store. Okay, so let's keep going. All right, so careful. Alguno and ninguno change to algún and ningún when they come before a singular masculine noun. Okay, so let me show you a couple of examples. Algún coche means any car. But if I was going to say some cars or any cars, if it was plural, then it would be algunos coches. But because coche is masculine and singular, alguno loses that O and it just is algún by itself. Okay? But the plural form would be algunos coches. Okay? So here's your masculine singular noun, and because of that, alguno changes to algún. Okay? Same thing down here with ningún. Not any dog, okay? Because perro is singular and masculine, ninguno has to change to ningún, and you get ningún perro. Now, if I was going to say not any dogs, the plural form, perros, then I would have to use the word ningunos, which is masculine and plural, ningunos. So I just wanted you to see the difference. I wanted you to see the singular form versus the plural form. Okay, so we'll get some more practice with this later also. Okay, so let's look at some examples just using some of these words. Someone is here. Now if you look back to your vocabulary list, alguien is how you say someone. So you're just going to say alguien está, put your accent mark, aquí. Someone is here. Now if I want to say no one is here, then if you look at your list, the way you say no one or nobody is nadie. And you would say nadie está aquí. Okay, let's look at something else. I want something. The way you say something in Spanish is algo. So your translation would be yo quiero algo. Yo quiero algo. Now here's something interesting. In Spanish, and I think we've seen this was in another example last year when we were doing to like. But anyway, let's go over it again. Remember, Spanish loves double negatives, okay? In English, they're incorrect. In Spanish, you have to do them in order to be correct, okay? So if you want to say, I don't want anything, you really have to say, I don't want nothing, okay? I don't want nothing. So it would be, no quiero nada. No quiero nada. I don't want nothing, okay? All right, let's look at some other examples. Okay, when you're using the negative words, I want you to remember that you have a couple of options, okay? So let's look at this example. I never sing. You have two options. You can say, yo nunca canto, where you put your negative word before the verb. I sing, this is I sing. Or you can put no before your verb and then follow the verb with your negative word. Okay, so you have two options. You can either put the negative word first, that's first, or you can put it second, okay, after the verb. So it can either come before the verb or it can come after the verb. But if you put it after, you have to make sure that you have the no before the verb, okay? So you can't say yo canto nunca. It would have to be yo no canto nunca to say I never sing. So those are your two options. You can either say yo nunca canto or yo no canto nunca, okay? All right, down here I just remind you, I say if you're not using the negative word before the verb, use no and then put the negative word after the verb. It's supposed to be a V here. Okay. Now, again, I'm talking about the double negatives. Just wanted to remind you again, in English you cannot do them, or you can, but you get a bad grade. In Spanish you have to do them. So let's look at some more examples. You're going to say, I don't see anything. This is what you want to say in Spanish. You have to take it to the wrong, bad English sentence to say, I don't see nothing. Okay, and after you get your bad, awkward sentence, then you can translate this to Spanish to get it correct. So you would say, yo no veo nada. I don't see nothing. And that's how you would say it correctly. So see here, I put wrong for this one and right for this one. Okay. Here's another example. We don't buy anything. That's your nice, proper English sentence. Okay. You're going to take it to your bad English sentence. We don't buy nothing. Okay. And then you're going to translate that. Okay. You have to have your double negative. No compramos nada. No compramos nada. We don't buy anything is really how you would correctly translate that. Okay, real quick, in Spanish, before a direct object that is a person or a group of people, we always have to use something called personal a. And we don't translate it into English, but in Spanish they always have it, just to show that the direct object that's coming up is a person or a group of people. Okay, it's just like, ta-da, get ready, it's coming, and you're going to be so happy, I guess. But anyway, so let me show you some examples. I see Maria. Maria is your direct object. Maria is a person. So you have to put the personal a before her. So you would get yo veo a Maria. Yo veo a Maria, that's the personal a. How about this one? We see the students. The students are the direct object and they're people. So it would be vemos, as we see, a los estudiantes. Vemos a los estudiantes. Personal a. Let's look at one more. Pablo calls Anna. Anna is your direct object. She's a person. So it would be Pablo llama a Ana. Pablo calls Anna. Okay? So with that in mind, I want you to remember that with alguien and nadie in Spanish, you have to use a personal a before these, okay? If you're using them as a direct object. So, alguien means someone, nadie means nobody or no one, okay? So, if you say something like this, I see someone, alguien is someone, and someone is a person, so you'd have to use personal a before it. So it'd be yo veo a alguien, I see someone. Now let's use a negative word. I don't see anyone, but you would really need to be saying the double negative, which would be I don't see nobody, okay? Nobody is a person. That sounds really funny, but it's true. So because of that, you're going to be using nadie, and you need your personal a before nadie, okay? So you would say yo no veo a nadie. I don't see anyone, okay? All right, that's it. Okay, I know that was a lot of information, but review this video, take your notes, and go look at your lesson assignment and see what homework I have for you there, and practice activities, maybe online, and make sure you email me with your online answers, and then also check your reference section. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in class. Hasta luego.